Take everything I say in this video with a grain of salt. I'm still Corruption Gang, the Dapper Cooler just bribed me, so I have to make this video. Anyway, enjoy. Hello there, it is I, TheSpiffyEaterOfWorlds, and welcome to my dastardly Terraria themed YouTube channel. Today I must bring up the wonderful world of the Crimson Biome. As you may know, it is very cool and has a massive amount of lore and very unique items. So sit back, relax, enjoy a nice cup of Yorkshire tea, and eat plenty of Crimson themed biscuits. Enjoy the video, everyone. The Crimson is a red gory infection that attacks anyone on sight. It is usually considered the better of the two biomes because people prefer the weapons and most of the gear from the Crimson over the Corruption. And to any goth Corruption enjoyers out there, I perfectly understand the allure of the colour purple. However, it does make you seem a bit weird, or one could even say wacky. I actually prefer the Corruption over the Crimson. However, the Dapper Brain of Cthulhu bribed me a large sum to make this video, so I hope you guys enjoy it. The Crimson's colour scheme almost perfectly contrasts the Corruption's. It's so good, and I do think a major factor that puts apart the Crimson from the Corruption is the much more reliable enemy variety. Sure, I'm gonna get swarmed by spiders and chimeras when I'm in the caves, but who cares? We have face huggers and all those ichor monsters in hard mode, so it's clearly the better biome, guys. Also, it's much easier to traverse. I mean, old Spiffy was wrong. I don't want to fall in caverns, I just want to go in caves, you know, really cool caves. Also, the Crimson Hearts are just way cooler. I mean, just look at that sus red glow they leave off. I do prefer a few of the Corruption weapons, however, such as the Cursed Flames, or even the Toxicarp. But I mean, the hearts are just so much cooler than the magical orbs, guys. I'm not being bribed to say any of this, I swear. Early game, the Crimson can lag behind, and may have a worse theme. However, overall, I do think ichor in hard mode and all the weapons you get make up for it. I mean, come on, man. Ichor can make almost any boss in the game that isn't resistant to it, like, fall apart. It's crazy strong, even if Cursed Flames do make up for it with damage. Even though they're basically both on par with each other now, I am British and I do love a musket, but the Undertaker might just be better. I know it has less damage, but it is overall faster, which could make up for the damage penalty, and a lot of the early weapons from the Crimson have been made to deal higher damage, and generally sometimes match the Corruption in skill and power even. It's actually marvellous how well Relogic is at balancing things, considering that you could kill Empress of Light by shimmering yourself in prior updates. Plus, the Blood Butcherer has had a special effect, which makes enemies bleed when you attack them, which is just so cool, guys. I mean, come on. Bleed effects. Any of you guys played Elden Ring? Oh my god, it's crazy. And guys, I know that I talk a lot of poop about the vampire knives. However, they can just make you cheese boss fights super easily. Even if I do love the Scourge, it's not going to have the same cheese, you know, skill. It's just kind of wacky how the Scourge is better for farming, but the vampire knives are just better for survivability. You go into any boss with vampire knives, boom, you've won. They're just that much better. And this is me being completely unbiased right now. Even though I have been paid off, I do think overall the vampire knives do beat out the Scourge in most circumstances. Out of all the Crimson Mimic weapons, the Fetid Bagnacks are just, like, crazy strong. I mean, they can hit really hard, they do so much damage, and the Flesh Knuckles are just great for any team run. Taking aggro from other players and giving you extra defense is just kind of crazy when you think about it. Ah yes, I get extra defense, and I also get to face tank for my friends. Wow, I'm so cool. Now, Cursed Flames aren't bad to any extent. They just don't really have as many use cases. A lot of bosses are resistant to Cursed Flames when compared to Ichor, and Ichor can just make bosses like Duke Fishran or Plantera like crumble to dust and blow away. It's kind of wild, really, how strong some of the the Crimson stuff is compared to the Corruption stuff. Like, even though Cursed Flames can keep up damage-wise, some of the bosses that you can use Ichor on are immune or resistant to Cursed Flame, which means you just can't use them on it at all. Now, I often hear the speed and crit debate for corruption armor. However, the Crimson armor has some of the best healing for any healing effect on armors in the game. You can regen so much faster, especially if you have like a band of regen equipped. It's crazy for the time in game you get it, and it's just gnarly, like, compared to the corruption armor. Even though it doesn't give you the extra speed or crit, it still looks really nice. It doesn't look as good as the corruption armor in my personal opinion, but it still looks, like, so good. Even though there's no ancient Crimson armor set, and it doesn't recolor your Spectre boots, like give you a really gnarly effect, Crimson armor is still crazy good, and I would recommend going to use the Crimson on any world that you have. The Crimson is quite good, and I'd say it's even on par with the Corruption, and a lot of people think that I'm super biased towards it when I'm not. I like both equally, like, come on man, I play the game for a living, it's how I do YouTube. The Brain of Cthulhu, on a quick glance, looks weaker than the Eater of Worlds, as the lowest HP out of any pre-hard mode boss, and it can be easily dispatched if you use the minimap. However, you're playing on Expert and above, it gets a few extra tricks, except other than its after images, it can also give you the confusion effect, making you walk the opposite direction of where you're going. It has some pretty cool things. A lot of people struggle with after images, especially on like Master Mode, where they're a bit harder to check. It's quite cool, and I like the gimmick that it's a brain, so it uses psychic stuff to distract you. And the Brain of Confusion has actually been buffed to be really good now. Like, get extra dodge chance pre-hard mode? Yes, please. Especially for some hard hitters like Skeletron. If I were to rate the Brain of Cthulhu, it would still be below the Eater of Worlds. However, it's very cool, even if I find it easier than the Eater of Worlds. I mean, it's a brain, it's eldritch, it's cool, you know? The Crimson is the Todo to the Corruption's Yuji. I mean, just come on, it's so cool, and anyone who has never played on the Crimson before should definitely try it out. Especially you Corruption fans who have been holding out for years because you hate change. It's been like years, guys. Please just play the Crimson once, at least. At least fight the Brain of Cthulhu. You don't even need to play hard mode, just do it, please. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you all later. Also, to Brain of Cthulhu, thank you for wiring me 5,000 British pounds. You're welcome. This video is for you. Bye, Pookie.